Hey guys, I just wanted to let you know before this video starts that I did accidentally say Halo 4 instead of Halo Reach when I was talking about Halo Reach's coordinate system in its Forge mode, but I did dub it over, and I think it sounds pretty good, and I don't think any of you guys will notice, but just in case you did, and you're wondering what it was, I wanted to let you know. Thanks. Hello everybody, it's Toastbomb here, and today I'm going to be giving you my thoughts on the Halo 4 Forge stuff that was shown off at RTX. Now, first thing I want to say is, sorry that I haven't posted a regular video in the past few days. I wanted to upload HD versions of the RTX gameplays that were going on there because pretty much everyone on YouTube just copied from this one guy that recorded the live stream, but in really low, crappy quality. So I wanted to get out those HD versions so you guys can watch some nice, crispy, clean gameplay of Halo 4. But unfortunately, it takes a while to capture and render that stuff, so I wasn't able to post a regular video. Anyways, so let's get right into it. Now, if you haven't heard, there's going to be a Forge mode in Halo 4. Big surprise. But there are some new features to this new Forge mode. Now, when you move, you mouse over an object, it will highlight. It'll kind of glow up. I don't know if you can see it in the video yet, but it'll glow yellow. And it'll say the name of the object under your cursor. This is really nice because sometimes there's a pile of crap, a bunch of different things. There's like a weapon on this thing, and there's a respawn point on this box, and you're trying to get the respawn point or this little weapon, but you click the box and you move the box, and then everything's gone to crap because you've moved the box and now you're screaming, and that sucks. But now that won't happen because they light up. Also, the name under the reticle I think is really awesome because it'll help you learn the names a little bit quicker. Like sometimes I'll start up a new map and have this idea for what I want to build, and I have this idea for this object I want to place, and I don't remember what the name is. And I'm like, God dang it, Steven! What's the name of that object, Steven? Steven! What's the name of that object, Steven? Steven! But that won't happen anymore, so that's all good and dandy because I'll know the names of those objects when I start new maps. Also, you now have a lock feature on the objects, so they won't move. You can't even click on them. Well, you can click on them and turn off the lock, but if you try to click on them, you can't move them. So if you know you want something there, and you don't want to screw it up later by accidentally clicking on it, you can just lock it and forget it. You can also duplicate objects by just pressing a button while you're clicked on it. So this will be awesome for just productivity. You can just keep on placing things. If you know you want like a floor of something, and they're all just going to be the same piece, you can just keep duplicating them. And there's also, this is one of the coolest things, there's a magnet system now in it. And what that means is there will be points on the objects that will like gravitate towards each other when you're placing it around. So, and you can turn this on or off also. So if you're building a bridge, you can just get the next piece of the bridge in that general area, and it'll just automatically snap to the end of that other piece of the bridge seamlessly and put it in the exact right spot, which is really nice because even sometimes in the coordinate system in Halo Reach, it still didn't line up some objects exactly right, so you'd have to kind of go in without the coordinate system and adjust it just a little bit to get it exactly perfect if you're a perfectionist like me. Also, there is a coordinate system, even though they didn't touch on it in the demo or show it. There is a spot where you can see in the menu where you can access the coordinate system, so that's still there. They did not remove that. Another awesome thing is now there's dynamic lighting for all forgeable objects. If you don't know what this means that it will look more integrated into the environment. Previously, say if there was like a mountain and that's casting a shadow onto the world, and you place an object under that mountain, the object just gets like a little bit darker, but it's not really affected by light. Now it will be. So if you put it on the edge of where that shadow is, you'll see that shadow, and then you'll see the lighter half of the object as well. This just makes stuff look more integrated into the environment, and even sometimes, like in the previous Halos, if you place an object in just the right spot, it would just like turn super bright white. And if you're trying to be really precise, like with a grid of where you're going to place stuff, and you have to move that object a little bit to make it not light up like the 4th of July, you'd have to like stop the pattern, and that kind of sucked sometimes. So that shouldn't happen anymore, and everything will look a lot better. It won't just be all gray, there will be more lighting. Also, if you see the objects that he's placing, don't worry if you don't like that art style, because there's 3 different Forge World like map things that all have their own art style and palette. This was the only one they're showing off, and they said it's kind of the most bland of them all. And I'm also thinking that possibly those white panels, there's tons of like white panel-y spots on some of the objects, that you might be able to change the colors of those, because in Halo Reach you could change the colors of the mongooses, or the mongoose. If you see the mongoose in the Rooster Teeth horse video that they did for Halo 4, you can see the mongoose or mongoose have those same white panels where you could change the color in Reach on the mongooses. So it's kind of a stretch, but I'm thinking maybe you can change the colors of some of these objects a little bit more than you could in Reach, to make them have a little bit more variety. And also on the 3 different map stuff, I'm thinking maybe there could be like a Covenant style map where everything's kind of more purpley, kind of like midship, and the one that you're seeing now kind of looks sort of more human-like. Kind of reminds me of Countdown and Reach, that sort of art style. And then maybe there would be a more Forerunner focused art style also. They also now there are zones, these controllable zones for player traits. So if you're inside this field, this zone, you can affect speed, gravity, health, damage, like pretty much anything that you can change in the custom settings as far as under the player traits, you can change here, which is really cool, because before you could make it a or a really low gravity map, but it's the whole map. Maybe you wanted to have a space section like there is in some of the maps in Halo Reach, but you couldn't do that. Now you can. You just place that field inside some other room, and then it's 0 gravity. Or maybe this other room you randomly have an overshield, or you're invincible, who knows. And there's also these new purple, they described it as volumes, that will affect players and vehicles. It can boost them, slow them down, move them side to side, up, kind of like a gravity pushy field sort of thing. And they confirm that there's no weather settings for Forge, and there's no undo feature for Forge. And this is because, 1, it's just a really hard thing to program, and 2, it can be fairly resource heavy on the machine, and they're pretty much pushing everything they possibly can out of the Xbox. And the game looks amazing, so I don't know how much more they could really squeeze out of it, and especially, to add in that undo feature, I don't think is realistic for them. But they did say hopefully the magic or the magnet feature will reduce some of the mistakes that people will make, and the lock feature. A few extra little things that they didn't talk about, what we saw in the video, is that trip mines are confirmed for Halo 4, and we also saw a first-person mode of the Banshee. I'll upload, unfortunately, the crappy version of that horse gameplay right after this, so that will probably be up by the time you see that, so you can check that out. I'll probably put a link in the description to that video if you want to see Jeff and Jack play horse on Halo 4. Also, next to the player's name in the bottom right hand corner, their emblem shows up, so that's something new also. A few other things they mentioned. Spartanoffs will be playable at Comic-Con, so if you plan on going to Comic-Con, Halo 4 will be playable there. There will also be a huge amount of book canon in Halo 4, and lowering and dropping weapons will be supported in multiplayer. So people like Rooster Teeth, people that do machinima, will like that because they'll be able to make their movies look a lot better. The characters specific to the end of the Ghost of Onyx book will not be in Halo 4, but their stories will be cleaned up. So I don't know what that means because I didn't read any of those books or anything, but if you did, that might be interesting for you. Anyways, that's all for this video. If you liked the video, you can leave a like or a comment. If you really like the video, you can subscribe because there's going to be a lot more Halo 4 content coming down the line.